It is actually somewhat ironic that one of the attributes of this orchestra has become one of its problem areas. The orchestra had been very active in community activity, and it has brought music-making opportunities to many people. In that process, it has also built and enlarged its community. But today, we look at the word community with a rather more fearful connotation. We have moved from community engagement to the fear of community spread. And for that reason, most of the orchestra's activities have been curtailed.
Back in February, we were in the middle of planning our Play with Om sessions, an initiative where members of the public can sign up to play and read symphonic repertoire with Om members under the baton of Om conductors such as Prof. Chen or Ibin. Back then, the world was not yet at the state of a global health crisis, but the cases were definitely starting to pick up in Singapore. I remember the countless meetings where we had to, discuss and adjust to the new arrangements and regulations that were constantly being updated. All up until the 4th of February, just 4 days before our Play with Om session, where Singapore transitioned from DORSCON Yellow to DORSCON Orange. Immediately, this event and all other CE events and concerts thereafter, such as Solisti, were postponed. It was quite disheartening for many of our members who set aside time and effort to bring this project to fruition. At the same time, there was an audience who were willing to come and wanted to come to our Play with Om session despite the growing public anxiety on the virus, and so I did feel a little bit sad that we weren't able to deliver.
What I miss most during this whole pandemic is also making music within the community and with the community.
Okay, well, I think for me, I really miss performing. Like any kind of performance now, I'll bite your hand off to play. Om was a big part of all the performances that I get to play over the years. So that's something that I miss terribly. And well, making music is only fun when you have people with you.
Ollie, how did outreach come about in Om?
So I think in the early days of Om, we were very interested in finding ways to build our audience. All Om musicians have the privilege of learning music. We are beneficiaries of a system that has really given us all these opportunities to study music, to learn an instrument, to have the experience of playing together in a group. And so it was very natural that as Om developed, after the first few years, we started thinking about how we could do this for others. In 2012, we participated in the Singapore Arts Festival, as well as the Cheltenham Festival in the UK. And I think that was the beginning of our kind of awareness that outreach was something that is very natural for Om. We observed how arts outreach was done in such a setting, especially in the UK, where outreach is something that's very natural for all arts groups. After we came back, we started thinking about what we could do for the community here in Singapore. We became more aware of what the barriers were to people coming in to share the experience of music with us. And so I think that's how it really started. What about you?
I'm a personal beneficiary of the outreach activities that Om has organised in the last 8 years. In 2012, I joined the Om camp, which was held in collaboration with SOTA. So one of my seniors at SOTA was like, hey, you should sign up for this camp. And I would say that it has been life-changing because it introduced me to a whole new community of like-minded musicians, and it has really, really helped me grow into the person I am now.
I'll refer back to an age-old philosophical question. If a tree falls in the forest and there's no one around to hear it, does it still make a sound? Essentially, the question is about whether an action has impact in and of itself, or if it's only meaningful if there's impact to others. OMM has always taken the latter philosophy, in that we always try to make a positive impact to others in whatever we do. OMM to me is a bunch of like-minded folk who really want to use their music to contribute to society and uplift others, and essentially make the best use of their time to really teach others about what it means to make music and what passion really means.